joining my channel. My name is Mr. Jake. Today we are going to study OET Reading Part B. If you are new, this is an opportunity for me to grow my channel. So subscribe and share the videos. It's going to encourage me to do more videos recordings. We can go to the quiet room now and solve the questions on the whiteboard. I'm just a facilitator. Thank you for joining my channel. My name is Mr. Jake. Question number 3. What must all staff involved in the transfusion process do? Right patient, right blood assessment. The administration of blood can have significant morbidity and mortality. Following the introduction of right patient, right blood safety policy, all staff involved in the transfusion process must be competency assessed. To ensure the safe administration of blood components to the intended patient, all staff must be aware of their responsibilities in line with professional standards. Staff must ensure that if they take any part in the transfusion process, their competency assessment is updated every 3 years. All staff are responsible for ensuring that they attend the mandatory training identified for their roles. Relevant training courses are clearly identified in Appendix 1 of the mandatory training matrix. Alright, in my own words, so this extract is a reminder about safety policy, okay? So right patient, right blood safety policy, and it is ensuring or advising all staffs, okay, who wants to get involved in the blood transfusion process to follow the professional standards, okay? And for this reason, they have to be competency assessed in every 3 years, and they have to update their competency level. So that is what is required of them. Okay, so now we understand our extract. Let's get to the options, or the question and the options, and we pick the right answer. Question number 3. What must all staff involved in the transfusion process do? So we are looking for all staff involved in the transfusion process, okay, what they must do. So this sentence is very crucial. Now we have option A, check that their existing training is still valid, and B, attend a course to learn about new procedures, and C, read a document that explains changes in their policy. Alright, this is quite simple for us to understand here. So here I can say check that their existing training is still valid. Is this thing part of the extract? And when you go through carefully, you can see something like staff must ensure that if they take any part in the transfusion process. So this sentence is directly in the question, okay? All staff involved take part in the transfusion process. So it is straightforward questions which has been rephrased over here, okay? Their competency assessment is updated every 3 years. So that is so simple, full stop. You can see that the sentence has ended over here. So look, we have option A, check that the existing training is still valid. So if it is still valid, that means it is updated. This is quite straightforward. But look at the B, attend a course to learn about new procedures. You can easily rule this one out because there's no recommendation for learning something new here. Then C, read a document that explains changes in policy. This is also quite straightforward for you to pick or rule it out because they are not recommending changes in policy, okay? All right. Question number 4. The guidelines establish that the healthcare professional should. Alright, let's go to the extract. An extract from Chaperone's Guidelines for Good Practice. A patient may specifically request a chaperone or, in certain circumstances, may nominate one, but it will not always be the case that a chaperone is required. It is often a question of using professional judgment to assess an individual situation. If a chaperone is offered and declined, this must be clearly documented in the patient's record. Along with any relevant discussion, The chaperone should only be present for the physical examination, and it should be in a position to see what the healthcare professional undertaking the examination or investigation is doing. The healthcare professional should wait until the chaperone has left the room or cubicle before discussion takes place on any aspect of the patient's care, unless the patient specifically requests the chaperone to remain. Alright, so this is short extract referring to patients' right about selecting or requesting for a chaperone, okay? And it is not all cases. Sometimes we need to use professional judgment to determine whether patient requires a chaperone. And also, if patient refuse, we just have to document it, alright? And it is also stated it is only physical examination that chaperone can be around. After that, any other care, aspect of care, the chaperone must leave the room unless patient requests for it. So this is very simple if you use your own words to describe it. Alright, so based on the explanation, the guidelines establish that the healthcare professional should A. Aim to make patients fully aware of their right to a chaperone, and B. Evaluate the need for a chaperone on a case-by-case basis, and C. Respect the wishes of the patient above all else. So you can see that based on the explanation we gave, patient has the right to select a chaperone or request for a chaperone. However, it is based on professional judgment. That means it's not all cases you can give patient a chaperone. That makes the answer for A wrong, okay? Patients fully aware of their right to a chaperone. No. Then B. Evaluate the need for a chaperone on a case-by-case basis. This makes sense. It's not all the time you can. It is based on certain circumstances, okay? Therefore, it is case-by-case basis. And as stated over here, but it will not always be the case that a chaperone is required. It is often a question of using professional judgment, okay? So professional judgment means that you have to evaluate, okay, and case by case basis. Then we have C. Respect the wishes of the patient above all else. So that is not the case here, okay? Patient may have a wish to have a chaperone, all right, but if it's not required, you cannot bring a chaperone in. It still remains the same. It shouldn't confuse you over here when that is, if only patient requires a chaperone, then that one you can respect the wish of a patient, okay, that the chaperone should be inside the room. But if patient is not required, by using your professional judgment, then it will rule out this answer, okay? Therefore, B is the suitable one, or the most suitable answer for you to select. Alright, thank you so much for your time. My name is Mr. Jake. I'm your facilitator. Expect more videos recordings from me. Thank you. See you again. Bye bye.